I'm just a man in recovery doing my very best to share a positive message of love and hope to anyone out there struggling. My name's Danny Shannon. I spent 17 years in the pain, hurt and misery of active addiction. Heroin, meth, anything you could get your hands on. This is the Kick the Shit podcast. Each week we're going to share our stories around the social and emotional impacts that addiction can have on both ourselves and our loved ones. Let's go! Boom! Oh my goodness, guys, please excuse me for my little test. No one's on here yet. Maybe there is people on here. If you are on here, I can't see you. I don't know any other way of testing this, but what I'm doing is just testing my new little podcast intro. At this point, let's just chuck this on in case you guys haven't seen this.
My whole world these days is around my spirit. Okay? I'm not talking about religion of any kind. I'm talking about the day my spirit woke up, and it was blackened for many years through my drug abuse. But once I started to see the value in connecting with people, being brave and asking people, how are you? I've been able to create some amazing relationships with people that it gives me this amazing feeling, My spirituality is my drug these days. Gratitude is my drug. So why wouldn't I want more of that? And to get more of that, I keep helping people, Like the more I help people, the more grateful, the more spiritual I am. And it's like I'm flying, This is definitely what I'm meant to be doing. Absolutely.
Boom! Guys, please excuse me. What about this? In case you missed it, I see there's a few people on here. I'm just doing a bit of testing. I'm going to start my own podcast. Fuck it, everyone else is doing podcasts. What about the little intro to my podcast? It's going to go like this. I'm just a man in recovery doing my very best to share a positive message of love and hope to anyone out there struggling. My name's Danny Shannon. I spent 17 years in the pain, hurt and misery of active addiction. Heroin, meth, anything you could get your hands on. This is the Kick the Shit podcast. Each week we're going to share our stories around the social and emotional impacts that addiction can have on both ourselves and our loved ones. Let's go! How'd it go, guys? Thank you so much, anyone who's putting up my shit right now. I know I really probably shouldn't be practicing this stuff live, but sometimes, whenever we're struggling with something, you need to be in it to work through it. Am I right? So, guys, actually, just so you know, I can see a whole bunch of shit coming through here. Right now, I'm streaming live to LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And part of the idea of this, and there's a whole bunch of comments coming through, guys. Yeah, and what we'll be doing each week is interviewing guests. I'm thinking a couple of our first guests will be like TikTok Gary, Sober is Cool, and a whole bunch of other people. And I just want to, I just want to keep you guys informed, updated, share our messages about the social and emotional impacts that addiction can have on both myself and our loved ones. So, what's the podcast? It's called Kick the Shit Podcast. And there is no podcast. This is it. This is just me practicing. Hey, Kai. Hey, John. See, the cool thing about this platform when I do this is I can go like, hey, Kai, thank you for your comment. Anthony, I appreciate you too, mate. Hello. What's this? Danny, you're a fucking inspiration. Yeah, the Kieran. So you can do some pretty cool shit with this. Jeff, the podcast will be called Kick the Shit Podcast. Let's go to some of our latest comments here. Susan, much appreciated what you're doing. Also, I really do appreciate that. And then we can stick things up like, look at this. Yeah, let me know where you guys are watching from, please. If you're in drug and alcohol recovery, drop it in the comments. And hey, man, Manuela from I don't know where that is. Christy. Oh, Casey, my MVP, crypto queen, I appreciate you. Casey, I'm just doing a bit of a test run on what it would be like if I kicked off a podcast. As I was just saying, I'm streaming live to a number of platforms right now, and I'll tell you some other cool stuff that we can do. We can do shit like this, or like, what's this? Welcome to the Kick the Shit podcast. Okay. So we can do this and then we can put a banner. Does it work? Where is it? Oh, welcome to the Kick the Shit podcast. We can make it fucking trickle along the bottom of the screen even. We can do these ones. Hang on, look, scroll across the bottom of the screen. I realised I wrote that wrong, guys. Little tickler. Hang on, is it working? Why isn't it working? There it is. Welcome to the Kick the Shit podcast. Anyway, guys, everyone in here right now, I'll come back to our comments. Perfect, you were smash. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Casey. Oh, LinkedIn. We've got a LinkedIn user here. Thanks so much, whoever that is. All it says is it doesn't have your name. But, guys, if you didn't know, I'm just a man in recovery. I don't drink. I don't drug. In fact, I haven't drinked or drugged for 13 years, 4 months, and 2 days. But who's counting? It's my job as a man in recovery and also just a human being to carry a message of love and hope to anyone out there struggling. Each week, we're going to be interviewing different guests. And we're going to be streaming to a number of platforms, as I mentioned, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And then we're going to cut the audio up and upload it to Buzzsprout. Sounds like I've done a little bit of my research. I do appreciate all the support and encouragement. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up with that. I should fix that banner because that's not right. We need to put the space bar there. Okay, save. And I'll just finish it off with this. Hey, legends. All right, guys. If anyone, look, while we're here, if anyone's got any drug and alcohol related questions, please feel free to drop your questions right now. If you're watching from Australia, let me know. If you're watching from somewhere all over the world, please let me know. Let me know your clean time. And yeah, okay. All right. Just so you know, what about my intro to the podcast show? Andrew, look at this. I can do this stuff too. Andrew's dropped a comment. Andrew, hi, you're a legend. Thank you so much, Andrew. Legend. Let me know your clean time, brother. Okay, and then we can do things like this. I created a little intro. Let's go. I'm just a man in recovery doing my very best to share a positive message of love and hope to anyone out there struggling. My name's Danny Shannon. I spent 17 years in the pain, hurt and misery of active addiction. Heroin, meth, anything you could get your hands on. This is the Kick the Shit podcast. Each week we're going to share our stories around the social and emotional impacts that addiction can have on both ourselves and our loved ones. Let's go. Okay, yeah, guys, sorry, excuse me. What's this question here? How do you get other people to stop abusing? How can I help others stay off that shit? Do you know what, Kiki? We can't really do that. We can carry the message, but we can't carry the addict. You know, we can lead a horse to water. We can't make the fucker drink. I think arming yourself as a loved one with some resources, knowing where you can help, get help for your loved ones could be one of the things. And I want to say, like, I feel like the loved ones are the true victims of addiction. You know, it's the loved ones who have to really do all the research, you know, like yourself. You're asking these questions right now. I would arm yourself with a bunch of rehabilitation services, detox, 12-step fellowship meetings in the area. And when your loved one's ready, you can say, here, you know, share some of my links with him. Maybe also don't bombard him with information. Try and listen. Put in boundaries for yourself as well, because if you can't look after you first, you certainly can't look after anybody else. You know, it's one of those shitty things that's a really difficult one, but it is what we've been left with, isn't it? You know, the loved ones are often the people that need to try and pick up the pieces, I understand. And I want to just add to that, Kiki, that you know, even at my lowest of low, living homeless under the bridge in Woolloomooloo, hanging out like a fucker, hungry, haven't had a shower for a week. Even then, I still had hope that I was going to get on. Let me tell you, I would have got on. But what about my mum, my dad, my sister, my brother, my auntie, my uncle, my son, my daughter? What about them people at home struggling, hurt? They are the true victims, you know. That's just my experience anyway. So I just want to sort of pay attention to that, you know. So thank you, Kiki. What else? Danny, what do we got here? Josh. Let people know the truth about methadone. Hey, Josh. Mate, the truth is methadone saved my life, bro. Methadone saved my life. I was trapped on it for 13 years. It's the old liquid handcuffs. It's, all right, what about this one, Josh? Maybe this is what you're after. They said to me at the beginning of my journey on methadone, they said, Daddy, get on the methadone for 6 months. You will get a better quality of life, and then you'll be able to wean yourself off and live happily ever after. Meh, that's not exactly how it goes down. Susan, hardest thing as a mum is when you're here. Hardest thing as a mum when your child is finally ready for detox and healing, but the system is so full that they have to wait months to get help. Do you know what, Susan? Yes, it's so true. But I just want to say this too, okay? If you're willing, if the loved one is willing to get help, start calling now. Keep bringing the service. If the service tells you to call once every Thursday, you call every day, If the service, if you get an answering machine, don't just hang up. You leave your message, pour your heart out to them. You keep trying, and I know for a fact after working in rehabilitation for a long time that your efforts aren't going unnoticed. And even though services are full, services are there to help people too. And if people are ready for treatment, they're the people that services want to help. So, and I'm not trying to justify anything. Like, it's shit. I wish there was more funding and more money for more services as well. I'm just saying often I used to use it as a big excuse to services are full to keep fucking using, in country Victoria. Yeah, thank you, Susan. Oh, in country, yeah, get them to Sydney, Susan. Sure, don't get them out of there then, whoever needs help. Like, Sydney's got the best recovery in the world, I'm going to say. It's a big call. But I say that because I'm very grateful for my recovery, and I got clean here in the inner west, in an incredible rehab here in the inner west. So you made here is a question. So you made peace with all them dark ones. I asked the homie a few days which kind of flowers I should bring to these funerals. Sorry, I just want to get eaten by a fish. Okay. Susan, yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah, guys, this is sorry, I don't know what happened then. I think I'm still learning. I don't know what happened then. I must have ended the broadcast for a moment. The Andrew. Hey, Annalise. What's his question? Have you said why you lost your job yet? I just don't get it. You're a champion. I don't have any issues with. Yeah, apparently, Tammy. Apparently, I'm a misogynist, and also, let me say, actually, like, I did some inappropriate things. Maybe I was doing a lot of fucking social media at work, for example. But the thing is, I was getting lots of positive feedback from people, so I just kept going. And anyway, but that came about what I just said. Apparently, I am. Anyway, I don't care to dwell on the past too much. Not try to say, Danny, lost you. I'm back, Deb. I'm back. Deb, I'm back. Any other questions before I sign off, guys? Huge props to you, mate. Thank you so much, Trevor. Much love, my bro. Anyone else on the live right now? Thank you, everyone, for engaging. So, yeah, we've got some pretty cool shit using this platform. Let me know right now before I jump off. How did it go? A little bit of engagement. We've had 31 people on the live. I'm signing off, guys, so let me know. How's the audio, guys? Can you hear me loud and clear? This is pretty cool, eh? Yes, please answer my... Oh, Kiki, what was your question? Kiki, there was no more questions. Yes, I'm back. Oh, Andrew Michael. How you doing, Andrew Michael? Andrew Michael, I'm just testing some new podcasting technology. I'll be running... And guys, before I wrap it up, let's finish off with my podcast intro that you will be hearing. It goes a little bit like this. I'm just a man in recovery doing my very best to share a positive message of love and hope to anyone out there struggling. My name's Danny Shannon. I spent 17 years in the pain, hurt and misery of active addiction. Heroin, meth, anything you could get your hands on. This is the Kick the Shit podcast. Each week we're going to share our stories around the social and emotional impacts Hey, Casey, this is just a trial run. I don't have a podcast. You will see it. I'm going to get people guests on each week. Hopefully I'll be kicking it off tomorrow. Like I'm a man of action. I just jump in and do shit. All right, guys. So yeah, Casey, my podcast will be up on all your favorite podcasting platforms. Absolutely, it'll be streamed live to YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone. Is it possible to join the live? No, Kiki, it's not. I'm so sorry at the moment. But I'll tell you what, Kiki, if you're writing from Facebook, why don't you send me a DM? We would love to have some guests on the show talking about the struggles of being a loved one suffering out there with your loved ones in addiction. Send me a message, a DM. Yeah, Deb. All right, guys, I'm signing off. I'll leave you with this little. Sorry, I'll get a bit carried away. I'll leave you with this little video of my.
My whole world these days is around my spirit. Okay? I'm not talking about religion of any kind. I'm talking about the day my spirit woke up, and it was blackened for many years through my drug abuse. But once I started to see the value in connecting with people, being brave and asking people, how are you? I've been able to create some amazing relationships with people that it gives me this amazing feeling, My spirituality is my drug these days. Gratitude is my drug. So why wouldn't I want more of that? And to get more of that, I keep helping people, Like the more I help people, the more grateful, the more spiritual I am. And it's like I'm flying, This is definitely what I'm meant to be doing. Absolutely.
Hey guys, before I do go, excuse me, I just thought I'm going to add. Did you guys see my latest news? Story? Yeah, let's put this up. Yeah. Did you know I was on Channel 10 this week? Channel 10 Prime Time News. Let's play this. Hang on, it's uploading right now. And before we play that, let's see these last comments here. Your new app. Yeah, Casey, about the new app. Julie, I'm just practicing a new podcast. Julie, I'm sure you will be a wonderful guest. And that goes for anybody else. All right, guys, check this out. Hang on before we go. Oh, it's still processing. By the way, people. Here we go. That's just part one.
A reformed heroin addict who escaped from 17 years of misery as well as jail is helping other addicts turn their lives around. Danny Shannon is sharing a digital time capsule which he invented to help him stay clean.
Danny Shannon lives a very different life to 13 years ago. Back then, he was hooked on heroin and meth, spinning in a cycle of overdoses and crime, making headlines in 2001 for breaking out of Silverwater Jail.
Back in my days in addiction, I was just this empty shell of a human being.
After dozens of rehab attempts, Danny finally chose to become clean and sober. Then he recorded a video message to the person he wanted to be in the future.
Well, man, I hope you're good.
I'm good.
I hope
Life's
you're
good.
Danny, because this is such a deadly disease.
6 years later, when I opened that time capsule video, it gave me goosebumps, It gave me goosebumps. I looked so different.
Look, Danny, I really came to meet you.
Hello, Dan.
Makes me want to cry.
Now he's sharing the digital time capsule concept with others entering recovery.
But that was probably one of the hardest things that I've ever overcome. And I never want to go through that again.
John, too, had used heroin and ice since he was a teenager. He recorded his video after being locked up for the third time for armed robbery.
Like, I've said a lot of things and I want to stick to my word, Like, I feel like I'd let myself down if I'd gone back on that.
A promise he's also making to his sons.
I've got a lot to live for now, yeah.
Danny has built a web platform called Encapsulator, and a new phone app will be released in April. It prompts users to answer questions and set a time frame. The video message then remains locked in a vault until the end date. More than 300 people have sent messages to their future selves so far, and it's not just being used to overcome addiction. NDIS clients using it to set goals and see how far they've come.
I'm independent. I'm able to go to the shops myself. I can deal with environmental issues, social cues.
Maybe a new mum wanting to record a message to their future child for their 18th birthday.
Danny also wants to connect with gambling support services and universities. He's built an online following of more than 160,000 people.
Continue to help people.
I do.
Peace out, bro.
Later, Dan.
Sarah Naven for 10 News First.
Yeah, the Sarah David. All right, guys. Did I get any more comments for that? Sorry. Hey, I'm off. Who's to this comment about the smokes? Yeah, still not smoking. Good. Well, Steve, you are. Steve, no, I haven't had one for 17 days, brother. You got this, man. Kate, May, this is awesome. This podcast is going to be a go place. So proud of you. Thank you, guys. Brent, this is huge, bro. You are really making a massive difference. How you've come. Bro, Brent, just so you know, thanks for your comment, brother. I'll put you up on screen. This is just using a bit of technology here called StreamYard to create a podcast. And we can get people involved like this. But when I'm on live and I'm streaming live, I guess I need to keep the conversation to the guest, because when we upload it, it won't make sense. You know? So anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for bearing with my fucking test. Much love, guys. I'm going to sign off right now. I said a bit about social media at the end. Thank you so much for all the love and support I get from books, from Facebook, mate. You guys are legends.